A FedEx plane lands without its nose gear, 4 flight attendants are arrested for smuggling, and the U.S. Army sees an increase in aviation accidents. All that and more today on The Morning Departures. Our top story today, a FedEx 767 lands without its nose gear, ABC7 reports. The plane was on its last leg of its flight from Paris to Istanbul when the pilots realized the front landing gear failed to open. No one was injured and the crew evacuated safely from the aircraft. The runway where the plane landed was closed off while the aircraft was being removed. The cause is still under investigation. 4 flight attendants were arrested for smuggling nearly $8 million of drug money between New York and the Dominican Republic. The Telegraph reports the international money laundering ring was operated by exploiting the flight crew's, quote, trusted positions and airport security privileges, according to a complaint filed by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. Charlie Hernandez, 42, Sarah, 42, Emmanuel, 34, and Gerald Fabio, 35, were arrested by agents from Homeland Security in New York on Tuesday. They're accused of taking a cut of each shipment they smuggled through airport security checkpoints and onto flights bound for the Dominican Republic. Prosecutors said the flight attendants who worked on different international airlines that flew between the two destinations smuggled approximately $8 million in cash from the sale of drugs such as fentanyl over several years. They allegedly used code word lotions to mean drug proceeds and referred to the smuggling ring's drug-dealing clients as Los Tigres. All 4 flight attendants have been charged with 1 count each relating to unlicensed money transmission, which carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. They also have been charged with 1 count each of violating airport security requirements, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. U.S. officials said that the investigation had, quote, exposed critical vulnerabilities in the airline security industry and had shown a light on the methods employed by drug traffickers. In labor news, Breeze Airways flight attendants vote in favor of unionizing, simplifying reports. Flight attendants working for Breeze Airways voted 76.3% to join the Association of Flight Attendants in an election certified by the National Mediation Board. According to Fox 13, flight attendants are disputing several key labor issues within the hybrid carrier, such as substandard pay, inadequate hotel accommodations, insufficient work hours, and inconsistent and disrespectful treatment from the management. The AFA's representation of Breeze Airways flight attendants adds another 650 members to their union, and they will now represent over 50,000 flight attendants at 20 airlines. This vote follows a successful union representation election for Breeze pilots with the Airline Pilots Association in August of 2022. This has not only affected Breeze, but United and German-based Lufthansa have also had increases in union membership and labor concerns. In military news, an Army Apache helicopter crashes at Fort Riley, Kansas on Tuesday, which left 2 pilots injured, marking yet another aviation incident in a string of crashes for the service. Military.com reports the pair of soldiers with the 1st Infantry Division's Combat Aviation Brigade were being treated for injuries after the crash, which occurred during a gunnery training, according to a spokesperson for the installation. It's unclear what caused the crash, and officials are investigating the incident. The Army has been hit with a barrage of a seemingly constant string of helicopter crashes, particularly among Apache and Black Hawk helicopters. Last year, the service saw 10 incidents, including 14 fatalities, far outpacing deaths occurring in combat operations abroad. Army aircraft have been grounded twice since the spring of last year, once service-wide after 9 soldiers died in an April 2023 crash that involved 2 Black Hawk helicopters out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. As frequent as last year's crashes were, incident rates with Army aviation so far this year are roughly 3 times that compared to last year, according to data provided by the service. However, the service has been short on answers as to why incidents are on the rise. The incidents have been partly attributed to pilots flying less with the winding down of the post-9/11 wars. Since 2012, flight hours across the Army's top 3 helicopter platforms have dipped dramatically, according to data provided by the Army. Flight time with the Apache dropped the most, about 50%. Chinook pilots have 36% less time in the air, and the Black Hawk, the service's premier workhorse, is flying 25% less. However, according to Military.com, service officials have historically been swift to place blame on service members and slow to examine equipment or training doctrine relevant to safety concerns.